Clay Pit Lane, West Sussex, northeast just of Chichester, is a place called Goodwood, which I know very well, which I'll get to in a second. But before I crack on, I'm just going to make sure my audio levels are all fine and just start doing this race. Yep, everything seems good. So, what we shall do to start this episode, we shall actually start with a flying lap on board with Scrap Drifter, as I can take you around the circuit so we get an idea of the layout of Goodwood. So here we are, coming down the main straight here, and coming up to a turn called Madgwick, which is one of those, it's a really tricky turn. As you see there, Scrap Drifter can't quite take it flat out. The temptation is to go flat out. We're now coming down the first straight, which in this little kink here is actually called Ford Water, which then leads you on to, now this is apparently the most famous named corner on the circuit. This is St Mary's. A lot of the Goodwood revival races, when they come around here, they get cups awarded at the St Mary's Cup, and that's the name of that corner. This is Lavant Corner, nice apex there from Scrap Drifter coming up the inside. Coming around the back straight now to the Lavant Straight. Morning Darren, how are you? So this is the Lavant Straight coming down here, which will then take us into the stadium complex, which is called Woodcote. Now this is a difficult sort of section because as Scrap Drifter has taken the first apex and the second apex, you could go wide at the first apex. This is to the chicane, through there, and that's the pit entry just to the right. Now, I can also, because I know this place very, very well, I'm now going to give you a tour guide of the local area. I'm good, mate. So, as we just come down the start-finish straight here, I'll just pause it here and go to race photos. I don't think we'll be able to see anything, but just over in that direction, is there any buildings popping up over there? No, there isn't. Over there is a Rolls-Royce factory, which is literally just half a mile down the road from the circuit. Clay Pit Lane is the name of the road that you can get to Goodwood from, and at the other end of Clay Pit Lane is Goodwood Racecourse. Now there's not much around here. Ford Water, which is the next corner. Ford is off in that direction over to the side there. I used to work there. It's still a working aerodrome, which we'll get back to in a minute. But down here at St Mary's, I'm going to pause it again just as we go through this section here. So this is St Mary's, and what I just want to show you here is in the real race commentaries, I believe that box there is the commentary box of where the guys do the actual race commentary for Goodwood at St Mary's, just at the corner there. There's also the camera station over there as well. So that's St Mary's. So carry on now. So we go around here. Border scrap still. So this is Lavant Corner. Now Lavant is a real name of a place. Again, that is just over the back of those grandstands there. There's a very good haulage company there that I know. So coming down the Lavant Straight, and then I've got quite a lot of details to tell you about when we get to Woodcote, and then into the stadium itself. So coming down the main straight into Woodcote, I'm going to call it Woodcote instead of Woodcote. Clips the apex there. So, bit of a guided tour around here. Now that building there, I believe, it's been a while since I've been to Goodwood. There's Goodwood House there. Well, no, that's not the Goodwood House, but there's a Goodwood House there. I believe this building here is the Goodwood Museum. It's remarkably similar to the Goodwood Museum building that I remember seeing. It's not quite in the same place. I thought it used to be behind those grandstands. But those hills at the background there is where I used to go mountain biking. You just can't quite see them over there. And Goodwood Racecourse is just on those hills in the background over there. So I just move it forward a little bit further into the stadium part of the track to this to the brick wall here, the chicane. So this brick wall here, you can go walkabout mode. Here we go. Right, so Goodwood is still a working aerodrome, and those buildings over there are all for working businesses. We've got a brick wall here, which I really don't like, the chicane. Hospitality tents over there, which come up at the for the race day. Now come down the main. I'll go a bit further along. Go down to the main straight. Through the chicane here. Now the main straight here. I'm going to pause it just here. Now, when you could come down to Goodwood on a Saturday morning and watch the track day cars coming in and going around the circuit. Now remember, as I just said, there's businesses in that area through there. When I was there, now I don't know if it's changed, to get the access from the main road, and that's the main car park behind Goodwood, there used to be, and I don't know if it still is, but there used to be a tunnel. It goes underneath the circuit right here, and all of this bit here was sealed off, so you couldn't accidentally get a race car, spin it up, and go crashing through that tiny little barrier into the general public. There was a tunnel underneath, where it should still be a tunnel underneath the circuit, which goes underneath the circuit here, through underneath there, and comes out here, so you could go into where the businesses are, just over there. Why they've changed? If it's changed like this, I don't think it's a great idea, because you can see a slight little left-hand turn there from Scrap, and he's straight off into the into the general public, which is not a good thing to have. But yeah, so I know Goodwood very well. It's a very good representation of the circuit that I remember, apart from that little bit there. So yeah, well, that's a quick. Let's just go back now. Quick rundown of Goodwood circuit itself, and also the local area. Right, so I've got another trick I'll show you as we go through the race as well. Something different for today. But here we are with the Pro 2 boys at Goodwood, and we shall go through in how the qualification order, how the boys got here. So in first place we've got Scrap Drifter here in his GTR. We've got 4 races to go in the seasons, and Scrap Drifter's leading the championship. Good results for him today could almost seal the win, the league title for him. So let's see how this goes. Scrap Drifter here in first place in his GTR Racing Supersofts. Craig, bless him, Craig, told me this week that he's been driving there for 3 seasons at MRC, and he's not yet managed to bag himself a win. But here he is on the front row of the grid, and going back to Dragon Gardens race the other week. It's such a shame he binned it from, I think it was pole position, and such a shame. Yeah, he binned it from pole position all by himself. Went to the rear of the field, but managed to get back up to third. So he's a win in waiting, I would say, is Craig here in his Subaru in second place, Racing Softs, Racing Supersofts on the back. TC Idol, great qualification for TC, up here in third place in his GTR Racing Supersofts. Aaron in another GTR, obviously GTR is a strong car around the circuit, here in fourth place. Myself, Beserker-Boy, on my home Grand Prix, as it were, back here in 5th place in my Subaru. Jason, fantastic qualification for Jason. No offence, Jason, he's normally in towards the back rear of the pack, but for him to get up to 6 is a great result for Jason here in his Megane on Racing Softs. Woody, back here in his GTR, is back in 7th. Racing Supersofts front, Supersofts back. Hammer Games back here in the Megane, Racing Supersofts all round. Outhead in his Subaru in 9th. Zafiro back here in 10th. Surprised Zafiro is this far back, and the same with Sayrex. I'm surprised these 2 boys are quite so far back. Blackie back here in an Alpha, which I'll just get back to in a second. And McDaddy back here, I think he missed qualification somehow, because he's normally a bit quicker than that. Back here in 13th. Now the Alpha, as we all know, GT every once in a while and gives us updates, and oh my goodness, has it crippled the performance of the Alpha. 15% weight addition added. I think it's been given an update of 7% power, but that, because the weight is so vast, it completely negates all of the extra power. It's made the handling of the car really terrible. It's meant to be a light, small, nimble car with you don't have as much top end speed, but with the extra weight, it's turned it into, to be honest, a little bit of a wallowing beast, and it's crippled the performance of the Alpha. So I do feel for Blackie in this race, and it's not surprising he's this far back on the grid. I also suffer big time with the Alpha for the next race as well, but it's such a shame the updates happened in the middle of the season, because it's affected different cars, and the other car I know it's affected is the Subaru. Subaru's now a little bit further down on power, and I think it's a bit further on the weight. I'm not sure about the other cars because I don't drive the other cars. I'm a Subaru and Alpha driver myself. So without further ado, I should just have a quick sip of coffee, and then we should get this race underway. Now, there's one. Although this is my home circuit, and although I do like the place, I don't think it's a great track at all. You've got a brick wall at the end of it, basically, and it's a narrow strip of road. It's not particularly wide. It looks, the start-finish straight is not too bad here, but as you go around the corner, go around to like Madgwick, Ford Water, and St Mary's, it gets very narrow, and you're going very fast. The 11th straight's not so bad. But I just don't think it's a particularly great circuit for racing on. And also, is there anywhere I can see any lights at all from anyone, or is it just the old man with the Union Jack? Is he going to wave that Union Jack on the right? That's how they normally start it. Is he going to? And there we go. Yes, he waves the Union Jack, and we're underway. So here we go. Oh, fantastic start here from Craig Maximus. He's got up past Scrap Drifter already, so Scrap Drifter's back into second. Beserker's Norman's got a great start off the line. He does really well in that Subaru. Toto Rose is fourth. Jason's up to fifth. Woody's dropped back to up to sixth. Someone has dropped back awfully. TC Idol, where's TC Idol? Dropped back to ninth. What happened to TC? Let's go back and have a look at TC's start. What happened here with TC Idol? Third on the grid. The flag's waving. Oh, he gets a full start. Oh, terrible. Terrible. All that hard work. Third place on the grid, and he gets a full start at the beginning of it. So, up through the field as we were, just round Madgwick. Craig has got into the lead. It's closely, as you can see, has been closely followed there by Scrap Drifter. On board with Craig. He's looking back behind it, that GTR here. Is he going to, what kind of light? There's different ways of taking St Mary's. Just gone past Ford Water. Craig's taken the delicate route there, not going over those curbs. Just go back through the field, make sure everyone's got through. Yep, they have. Down into Lavant. Nice and gentle there goes Craig. Coming down the Lavant straight now. Someone's dropped off the pace right at the back as well. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Is it at the back? But Daddy's just dropped right back. So, streaming down 11th straight. Got some action going on a bit further back here. All bumping and barging with Hammer Games and Arrowhead all squabbling over position to going into Woodcote. This is going to be tricky, but are they all going to get through? Now, I'm just going to quickly pause it here because I would like this view. We'll just go back a little bit. I like that view coming into the brick wall chicane, because it is. I could, you know what's coming. Oh, someone's gone off the back there. Who's off the back? Let's go back further as well. Someone's gone off at the back. Oh, Woody's off. What's happened to Woody? Oh, bit of shenanigans there. So let's go back here. Woody's fighting with Jason just in front of him, and cars all around him. Al is just behind. So the Hammer Games have gone up. Oh, it's bumping and barging, trying to catch it. Oh, I missed it. Right, let's go back again. Here we are with TC Idol. Now he's trying to go up the inside here at Lavant, and someone bumps him up the inside there. Oh no, it's not TC Idol, was it? It was 50. Oh, I'll get it right one of these days. Hang on, let's go back. Not that far back. Here we are with Woody. Right, coming around this side here. Gets a little bump there from Alehead. And looks like the Hammer Game's coming up the inside. Oh, it's all too tight. That's the trouble. Oh, so yeah, 3 cars trying to get into. Oh, to one apex doesn't quite work, and he smashes it into the barrier for good measure. I put that down to racing instant. 3 cars bundling into one spot is always going to be a bit tricky. So we go back up to where I said and watch this from the chicane as they go through this brick wall chicane. Here we go. So Craig's in the lead. Scrap second, Berserker, Total Rose, Jason's still there. Oh, sideways goes the Hammer Game, takes out Zafiro, gets involved in a massive grate. Smash is he going to keep it going? Yes, he is. So Zafiro's been bundled off the track at the chicane. It's just a disaster waiting to happen, that chicane, I have to say. I don't think it's a great circuit for us to be racing on. As you can see there, if Craig puts that Subaru in the middle of the track, there's not a lot of space either side of him to get past. Right about here, he's sort of in the middle of the track, but he's gone wide. Oh no, he's gone agricultural. Craig's binned it for the lead. Almost takes the Scrap Drifter off. He's completely lost it now. Still going sideways, still crashing. This has got to be the longest crash ever. He's trying to regain now, waiting for space. Nice little hairpin then, and he's gone. Oh my word, Craig has gone from first to last in the blink of an eye. That is how harsh this circuit can be. One little tiny mistake can put you all the way back. So here we have now Scrap Drifter has got Berserker right in his tailpipes, going through the chicane. Coming down the start finish straight. Oh, Berserker's gone agricultural then, but manages to hold it. Alehead's gone agricultural now. He's up to 4th. Oh, TC Idol's gone off. Let's go back. So TC Idol's having an eventful race already. He's dropped back. He started 3rd, drops back to 9th, goes through the chicane, gets it wide here, spins it up, smashes the barrier. So there's more fun and games back here. Sayerex. Oh, he gets in the way of Blackie. Now, I've got a feeling this is going to show you exactly why I think they haven't quite. Oh, Jason's gone wide there as well. This is why he smashes into the barrier. We'll go back to that in a second. This is why I don't think. Here we go. Look at this. This is why I don't think that they've recreated the circuit as I think it is. That there is a tunnel here, because it's just imagine if Sayerex was this bit further up the road, he'd now be ploughing through that gap in the wall and taking out the general public. There is a barrier there in real life, and a tunnel underneath it all. Unfortunately for Sayerex, spins it up and he's going to collect Blackie, who almost did go down that very place I was telling you about. So who else was? Jason went wide here. Jason's he's obviously good at this circuit. He's just gone too wide round Woodcut. It's gone on to the grass. It's going to be incredibly difficult for him to hold. He smashes into the barrier, perpendicular to it. Oh, that is the worst place to stop. He's managing to gather it and get through. Blackie's recovered now from the instant he's had. So it's all fun and games. Craig's now back up to 11th. He's trying to get past Jason. 2 fast drivers now right at the back. Jason qualified 6th. Craig's qualified 2nd. Craig's got a nice run here in the Subarus. You're going to get moved past Jason going through forward water. Probably is. He's going to make it stick as he gets through to St Mary's. Oh, he's squeezing Jason ever so much. Jason's managed to keep it on track just about. Zafiro's got a nice move there past McDaddy. In the meantime, we come up to the front, boys. Scrap Drifter's now pulling away from Beserker-Boy, coming down to Woodcut into the stadium section. It's got a bit of a gap, which we'll sort. I'll show you the new information I've found to sort these gaps out as we get further into the race. Coming through the chicane, there goes Scrap Drifter. Berserker's 2nd. Total Rose is having a good race for him, 3rd. Alehead's 4th. Here we have the Hammer Games coming around. He's in 5th. Sayerex 6th. TC Idol 7th. Zafiro's gone off. Oh no, what's going on here? Zafiro's gone off wide and he's trying to get out of everyone's way again. through the brick wall. It's actually called the chicane, but we're calling it the brick wall because it is hideous. So Jason's dropped back. What's happened to Jason? Jason come off again because he was fighting a second ago with... Where's Jason? Oh, that's what happened to Jason. I remember now. Yep, he hit the barrier, so we just go forward again rather than go through that again. So here we are going through the brick wall chicane. 3 abreast down a start and finish straight. It's all kicking off here in West Sussex. So, well, we just have a quick break. We're 5 minutes in. Just going to have a little coffee break as we watch the glory shots of Scrap Drifter going around the circuit. It's gone through St Mary's, coming down to Lavant. Tyre looking good, coming up to the Lavant straight now. The Scrap Drifter imperiously pulling out a lead over Beserker, who's still in second. And it looks like Aaron's looking very sporty today, coming down our 11th straight. Alehead's having a great race for him as well. He's up to 4th. I don't think Alehead's been 4th before. Hammer Games is having a good race as well. He's up to 5th. TC Idol's, through all the shenanigans that he's had, up and down the orders, back up to 6th. Sarex has been caught by Craig Maximus Decimus Meridius. Craig's going the long way around. Is he going to make it stick as he comes through Woodcote? Oh, Sarex has gone wide again on the grass. Can he hold it into the chicane? Yes, he can. Nice tidy line there from Craig through the circuit. Sarex still fighting that McGann. Not sure how the... oh, it looks like Zafira's going to get hammered big time there. I'm not sure how the update has affected the McGann. I don't think it's made it any better, put it that way. McDaddy now from last on the grid is up to 9th, going round... I've forgotten the name of that corner now. Westgate. Oh, I can't remember. Blackie's up to 10th. Jason's 11th. Zafira's now 12th. Madge... Oh... It's going to bug me now. I need to know. I need to know the name of turn 1. I've forgotten what it's called. Ford Water. Where is it now? We're at Lavant. Into Woodcote. Madwick Corner. That's what it is. Turn 1. So we are now 6 minutes in. Let's go back through the grid as I come through the chicane again. I could just have the... To be honest, it's such a short circuit, I could just have the camera angle here, and because all the shenanigans are going to happen in the chicane, you know that's what's happened. Oh, Alehead's dropped back. What happened to Alehead on this lap? He was 4th. Oh, he spun it! I didn't see that, because he spins it. Where does Alehead spin it from 4th place? Comes around into the chicane. Gets it wide, spins it up on the white stuff and does what TC Idol did earlier. Has he got damage on the car? No, fortunately he hasn't. So he's binned it from 4th place, who's just allowed Hammer Games to get through. TC Idol, can he get past Alehead? Yeah, he's got a good drive here coming down the main straight to Madwick. Oh, TC Idol very close there to the white line. That would have spelled disaster for him. So we shall go back up to Scrap Drifter and I'll show you the new function which I've got here, which is the timing monitor, a lap chart, circle map and track map. I'll just quickly explain what's going on here. As you can see, the reason I've got this up is a map there on the right which shows all the live positions of everyone going around the circuit, and what I'm interested in here is the time gap difference. So at the moment it's showing a time gap difference of 2 seconds between Scrap Drifter and Beserker-Boy. Almost 2 seconds between Beserker and Total Rose. There's 7 seconds between Rose and Hammer, but then it's all quite close with the boys back down here in the lower part of the field. So every once in a while I'll come back to this to see what the gaps are. Also, I can tell you the fastest lap has been done by TC Idol at this point. He's just done, where's TC Idol? He's just done a 14.82. So TC Idol is in 5th place, so he's absolutely... Now he's got in front of that big fielder drive as he's starting to pull away. So there we go. Back now to the action. 6-7 minutes into the race. Scrap Drifter still cruising out in front of Beserker-Boy. Goes through St Mary's, clips the apex there, clips the second apex there, coming around to Lavant past the commentary box. Nice tidy line. Sunny day here in West Sussex as well. Here's Beserker-Boy in his Subaru, all sort of line astern at the moment between those boys, a bit of a gap. So the Hammer Games, I think, is going to be start to be caught now from TC Idol there in 5th place. Keep an eye on that. Airheads now lost, was trying to catch up to them. The hard charging Craig Maximus Decimus Meridius, his front row qualifier, he's now got back from last place up to 7th. Is he doing another Dragon Gardens? Last, he got up to 3rd place in that race from last place. McDaddy's up to 8th, he's gone from last to 8th. Sayrex is fighting that McGann terribly, it looks like. McGanns don't seem to like that chicane, that's for sure. Zefiro's been off more times than I'm sure he wants to remember. Jason was qualified so well, is now dropped all the way back to 11th. Black is still struggling with that Alpha back here in 12th. So it's all a bit line astern at the moment. So let's have a quick look at who's done the best lap time. Best lap time at the moment is now Scrapdrifter on a 1:14.625. He's just coming down to... Here we are. Oh, no. There we are. Scrapdrifter. Here we are. Coming down to Woodcote. Let's go on board with the GTR driver. Past the museum there on the left. Hits the second apex of Woodcote. Coming into this horrible brick wall chicane. Nice tidy line there. Doesn't go on the grass. Waves to the crowd as he's going past. Says hello to his pit crew on the radio. Yeah, all is good in Scrapdrifter's world at the moment. Does he lift off? Yep, lifts off. There, now putting the power back on round Madgwick. Not sure why it's called Madgwick, because a lot of these corner names are named after, as I said, the places around the Goodwood circuit. I don't think there's a place called Madgwick anywhere near there. So it's all as you are at the moment for 1, 2 and 3, although it looks like Totoros is starting to reel in Beserker-Boy in front. TC Idol's now got in front of the Hammer Games. Alehead's catching up to this group as well, so there's a group of 3 out front, and then there's TC Idol and Hammer Games and Alehead all starting to close together, and I'm pretty sure Craig here is going to catch that group ahead as well, as soon as he's one of the fastest on the circuit. McDaddy going through St Mary's has got Sayrex and Zefiro, the 2 McGann drivers, squabbling over 9th, 10th and 11th place. So I think there was a little bump there from Zefiro, and it's all good in the end. Just go on board with the Dutchman as he comes down Lavant Straight. Listen to the sound of that McGann engine. Nice tidy line there. Oh, misses a gear though. Oh, caught up a lot. I thought it was going to be shenanigans going into the brick wall chicane then, but it wasn't. But nice line astern driving by these 3 boys. It's one of the difficult things to do is drive line astern. Doing it on a circuit like this, which is very narrow. You can see there the car in front, Sayrex, on the racing line. He's pretty much in the middle of the track. Oh, nice line there from Zefiro. Is he going to undercut Sayrex? Has he got enough power? They're side by side. Sayrex still holds a position just at the moment, but it's still saying on the map Sayrex is 9th. Oh, but Sayrex drifted a little bit wider. Now Zefiro's, oh, that was so close. Great reactions there from Sayrex. He gets squeezed wide there from Zefiro and manages to hold it, but Zefiro then's going too fast for the next corner, spins up lights up the rear wheels, crashes in spectacular fashion at St Mary's, which has just allowed Sayrex now to have a clear run now at McDaddy up there in 8th place. Oh, the Dutchman in his race is going horribly wrong. He's now being passed by Mark and also Jason, so he's back to last place. So, alright then, 11 minutes in. Here we go, start of lap 10. It's got a big lead now as Scrapdrifter. It's just going through Fordwater, coming up to St Mary's. Total Rose has got past that Beserker-Boy. Where did that happen? Let's go back to see what happened. No, it happened way early. I'm not going to go that far back. So Total Rose Aaron has got past Beserker-Boy for second place. And we'll now lap 10 going through. He's going through. Oh, it's just St Mary's, isn't it? Yeah. I'm pretty sure Beserker-Boy is going to be fighting back though in that Subaru. Coming up to Lavant, brakes hard here, trying to get a nice run on that GTR in front. Doesn't quite manage it. Beserker's got a nice gap from over the drivers behind, but as you can see, the drivers behind, there's a bit of a line astern queue forming behind TC Idle in 4th place. He's got back up to 4th place. Let's watch Beserker through the chicane. See, Beserker misses the apex completely, actually. Very neat and tidy through the chicane. Has he got a bit of a run here on Aaron? It looks like he's got a tiny bit of a run. Nope, not quite got it yet. He just comes off the power a little bit. Aaron's got drifted way too wide there. Beserker's definitely got a run now on the GTR driver. I think Aaron realised it and didn't fight it. He's just going to slot in behind the Subaru of Beserker. Let's go on board with Aaron. Coming around to St Mary's, but the car's going so fast. We're going over about 120 miles an hour coming into St Mary's. On such a narrow track, it's so difficult to find a clean spot to pass. Beserker gets a nice tidy line there, but then Aaron seems to get a better run on him coming up through Lavant to the Lavant straight. Aaron's really in the back seat now of Beserker's Subaru. They're side by side coming into Woodcote. Is Beserker going to outbrake the GTR? He's thinking about it. Let's eases off. Nice clean driving there. Brilliant move there from Aaron to get past Beserker into Woodcote. But now Beserker looks like he's got another run on Aaron into turn 1 again. He's got a nice drive through here. Proper good fighting here from the Pro 2 boys. Oh yeah, Beserker's got a lovely line through Madrick. He's gonna get Aaron again at the same spot as he got him last lap. Oh, Aaron! I thought he was going to wipe the nose of Beserker through Ford Water, but now they're going through St Mary's now. Aaron's looking a bit untidy. Beserker's caught him up again coming into Lavant. He's going to go up the inside here at Lavant and makes another clean pass. Oh, this is great driving. Side by side stuff, but I think Beserker's line has just compromised his exit speed now, because he's now slower down Lavant straight, but he's got his, I don't know if Aaron realises it, but Beserker's got his hazard lights on. I'm pretty sure that's because I remember this is the lap that I came into the pits. Yep, my front left tyre, so Beserker's front left tyre is looking a bit worn, so he's not finding it. So in comes Beserker into the pits. First pit stop happening now, 15 minutes in. The Subaru of Beserker's pit team, pit crews, tyre boys quickly put those new racing super softs on, and he comes back out into 5th place, just behind the Hammer Games. Is the Hammer Games on racing super softs? Yes, he is. Here's the Hammer Games, having a great race for him as well. Is the Hammer? Is Nick? So we're now into that area of the race where the pit window is going to shuffle the pack around and sort of mess with the standings of the race. Oh, TCI to get a bit sideways in this GTR. Up now into 3rd place. Total Rose has been cleared of Beserker-Boy. He needs to put in a good lap time here as well to try and make the most of it. In the meantime, Scrap Drifters up the road. When we go through after the pit stops, let's just quickly see what the gap is between him and Total Rose. So at the moment the gap is 6 seconds between him and Total Rose as they start into the pit windows. Scrap Drifter coming in this lap. Oh, looks like Mark's just come off. Yeah, here comes Scrap into the pits from the race leader. Lots of puff of smoke there from the brake dust coming out. And TC Idle's into the pits. Totoros is into the pits. Oh, they're all coming in at the same time. Here comes the Hammer Games into the pits. There's no dry ice effects on his tyre, so he's hit from his pit crew. He comes back out. Is he going to get out in front of Alehead? Alehead's got his indicator on. I don't know if he realises that, but Alehead's got back up into 5th place. He's looking pretty good on tyre wear. He's doing better than Beserker-Boy is Alehead on tyre wear. So, Scrap Drifter's got back out in front of Beserker-Boy. Oh, so that pit strategy worked out best for Beserker there. So Beserker was behind Aaron before the pit, before the, well no, he went into the pits just in front of Aaron, didn't he? But he's obviously worked out better for Beserker-Boy, coming down 11th straight now as Beserker. He's got a bit more of a lead than he did before the pits started, so it's worked out best for Beserker-Boy. I'm sure Aaron's going to try and catch up to the guys in front. TC Idol still cruising around in 4th place. Where's Alehead? Is 5th. Hammer Games 6th. Ooh, Hammer took the very agricultural route through the early part of Woodcote, but the Subarus managed to pull through the chicanes quite well. Craig's not pitted yet. He's on race to softs on the front. Is he going to pit now? No, he's not. Is McDaddy going to pit? No, he's not. Oh! I bet his heart was in his mouth, but it still is. As Jason bins it big time. And has he got damage? No, he's now going to. I thought he was going to dive into the pits. Oh, Jason got it horribly. That was quite a spectacular, I have to say. Spins it up, manages to rear end the car into the barrier. I'm surprised he didn't get damage, to be honest. But there you go. Maybe the damage has been taken off. I'm not sure. Zafiro's now. He's on racing softs. As he knows stopping. He's 18 minutes in. Be interesting to see if Zafiro's going to carry on this race without stopping. And Blackie is parked up. So the pit stops are over. Let's look at the live timings. Let's go on the circle map first. So there's Scrap Drifter coming round Woodcote with Beserker-Boy in 2nd and Aaron in 3rd. The lap chart, so that's the positions as they've gone up and down, but the timing monitor is what we want with the track map. But at the moment, the Scrap Drifter's got a 4.5 second lead. 4.5 second lead over Beserker-Boy, and Beserker's just a second over the others, and all the rest of them are really close. The Hammer Games is very close to TC Idol, so let's look at that. Oh no, so not TC Idol, Alehead. There we go, that's coming down this start finish straight now, coming into Madrick. On board with the Hammer Games in 5th place. He's got a bit of a gap now over Alehead behind, coming down to Fordwater. Whine of that Renault engine. It's doing well in the McGann. I know it's been compromised in some respects through the update, but he's obviously working well at the moment for the Hammer Games. He's steadily improving as the season goes on. In the meantime, Totoros has definitely got into the slipstream of the Subaru in front of Beserker-Boy. Beserker can't do anything about it. He's not quite there yet, so go back on board with our race leader, who's just done his fastest lap time, the last lap of 14.5. Oh, that was because of the pit stop though. Coming down the start finish straight as there's Beserker and Aaron. So Beserker's still holding on to 2nd place at the moment with 10 minutes to go in 2nd place. Let's run through the field as they are. So here we are. Scrap Drifter going through Madrick is in 1st place. Beserker-Boy is still holding on for 2nd. Totoros having his best race of his season so far is in 3rd. TC Idol in the GTRs in 4th. The Hammer Games is having a great race for him as well. Is in 5th place. He's ahead of Alehead, who's in 6th. Craig has not been able to catch up. I thought he might be able to catch up through the race, but he's still quite a long way off from the 5th and 6th of Alehead and the Hammer Games up ahead. Look, Daddy's gone from the back of the pack to 8th so far. Sayerek still fighting that McGann. Coming through Madrick turn 1 is in 9th. Jason is fighting the McGann even more, is back here in 10th. Zafiro, who's also all the McGann drivers at the back here. I'm surprised. He's back here in 11th. Has he got a nice run here to get past Jason? Yes, he has. Zafiro's past Jason. Jason's back to 11th, and Blackie's retired back here in 12th. Oh, it looks like in the background there, what's happened here? Suddenly, Beserker's got very close to Scrap Drifter. What's happened to Scrap Drifter? How come he's suddenly got so close? What has Scrap Drifter done? He's got a nice big gap here so far. Why has Berserker suddenly got so close to Scrap Drifter? Maybe it's because Scrap's just gone very wide indeed. Oh, he nearly spins it up as well as he comes out there. So Beserker-Boy can now see first place just up the road there. And that means Aaron can see first place as well. Oh, so suddenly a little mistake there from the race leader. So pressure's starting to tell on these boys. Can second and third, Berserker and Total Rose, do anything about the fact that the race leader is just round that corner up in front, coming through the brick wall chicane? And there's Scrap Drifter, there's Beserker-Boy, there's Total Rose. Oh, Aaron gets it very wide. Has he got a run to get Berserker here into turn one, into Madgwick? I don't think he has. Little dabber break there from Berserker. He's dabbed twice, but he's still got a look at it. The Berserker seems to have a much better run through Madgwick than Aaron does. He's lost Aaron already, even though Aaron's very close behind. Coming up to Fordwater, now into St Mary's comes Aaron. And it doesn't look like TC Idol's that far behind either yet, so TC Idol is catching this group as well. So we've got 8 minutes to go, and we might have 4 people all within sight of the podiums. If we can just go on board with TC Idol. Yep, there's Aaron just in front. There's second and third place just up the road and first place. So TC Idol can see the podium positions just up the road. And remember TC Idol a qualified third, so he's definitely got the pace. Oh, it looks like Aaron's caught right up to Berserker in the slipstream. Berserker quite gentle through that chicane, but gets a nice run out. So does Aaron get a nice run out. Back here with TC Idol. Yeah, we're definitely catching this group. Oh, this is interesting. 7 minutes to go. The Hammer Games has dropped off the group. We'll just go through the field as we are. So Scrap Drifter's now in first place. On board with Scrap Drifter, coming round to Fordwater. Starting to get a bit more of a gap over second place now, pulling out a lead. He's done a 14.9. Beserker-Boy's he's done a 15 now. He's still trying to keep hold of the tailpipes of that GTI in front. Is Berserker. Berserker's in second. Total Rose is in third. TC Idol's catching this group is in fourth. Hammer Games is off, quite a long way off from the lead group, is in fifth. Alehead he's Hammer Games has pulled out a big lead now over Alehead. So here's Hammer Games through St Mary's. Oh, but he's just binned it through St Mary's. Oh, it's a beautiful spinning move there. Artistic impression to music, I have to say. He's trying to get out of the way and smashes the back of the car. Oh, the Hammer Games was having one of the best races of his season so far. Gathers it coming out into Lavant. Oh, he's just given away points badly there. Disaster for the Hammer Games. So he's dropped back to 7th place. McDaddy's now probably got a view of the Hammer Games just up the road. Can he see him? Just about there he is. McDaddy can see him. Sayarex is back here in ninth. Zafiro's still fighting that Amazon sponsored McGann in 10th. Jason 11th. Blackie is retired. So back up with Scrap Drifter. Total Rose has now got past Beserker-Boy. Where's that happened? Oh, here we go. So we are coming into Woodcote. Aaron's trying to go around the outside here. Let's go on board with Aaron. He's really close to Berserker through Woodcote. Coming into the chicane. Oh, Berserker gets ever so slightly sideways and goes just a little bit wide. It wasn't really much of a mistake, but Aaron was there to pounce on it. And now Berserker's got to worry about TC Idol just behind these boys. And TC's just done his fastest sector time as well. He's actually done his fastest lap time, so TC Idol's really on a charge. TC Idol here is closing in on the group in front. I think that because Beserker and Total Rose are squabbling, it's just allowed that GTR to catch up. He's done a 14.2. Is that the fastest lap time? Let's have a quick look at the fastest laps. Yep, TC Idol, back down at the bottom of the screen here, down here, next bit below. You can see the best lap is a 14.259 by TC Idol. And he's just done it on lap 19, but he's drifted wide. He's going to lose time now to Beserker with only 5 minutes to go. Oh, that's so close. TC Idol was reeling in Beserker up in front there. Total Rose has now been cleared of Beserker-Boy and is starting to pull away. I'm surprised Beserker can't benefit from the slipstream of the car in front. In the meantime, Scrap Drifter's now got to worry about Aaron, Total Rose here, coming down the start-finish straight. Oh, is TC Idol gone wide? He did go wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, all within sight of each other. Let's go and look at the lifetime and just see how much the distance is. At the moment, the distance is 1.8 between Scrap and Total, and 1.2 between Beserker and Total Rose. TC Idol's dropped off to 3 seconds behind Beserker. There's Aaron's first season race win. Just a 1.5 seconds up the road. Oh, gets it slightly wrong into the entry to St Mary's. Takes a lot of curve there on the exit of St Mary's. Coming up to Lavin. Can he catch that car in front? So Aaron's last lap was a 14.7, and the one before that was a 14.7. Scrap Drifter's slightly slower, so yeah, Aaron is catching the cars in front. It also looks like TC Idol's dropped way off the paces. So TC's done something wrong. Let's quickly go back. Oh no, it's the whole lap back. We won't go back a whole lap. So TC Idol's dropped off the pace of the cars in front. To do a tyre wear? No, it's not to do a tyre wear. So it's now really, as long as Beserker doesn't make any mistake, he's got a big enough breathing distance between him and TC behind, and if he can still catch the slipstream of the cars in front, he could get into a win as well. Pretty sure Aaron at the moment of this lead group, do apologise for that flicking there, is the fastest driver of this lead group. He's just done 2 14.7s. What's his lap time going to be coming around on lap 21? Nice line through there, gets a good exit. He's done a 14.7 his last 2 laps. What's it going to be? A 14.5. He's even quicker. And as you can see, Scrap Drifter has done a 15, so Aaron really is reeling in the race leader at the moment. Could Aaron get his first win of the season? He just needs to be about 50 yards up the road, and he would be getting a much better slipstream than he is. He's definitely lost Beserker-Boy in 3rd place. So Aaron is the man on the charge. He's just on his personal fastest sector time, best sector time there. He's desperately trying to... Oh, Beserker-Boy's going to have really agricultural. Gets it very wide. Is he going to hold it in front of TC Idol? He is. He's now got TC Idol to worry about. Oh, drama at the last few stages here of Goodwood. So Beserker's now got to worry about losing his podium position to TC Idol. Coming into Woodcote, there's not a lot you can do here. You can block it for so long. TC Idol sizing up Beserker. Is he going to try and go around the outside at Woodcote? He's going to try, but Beserker's still got the inside line, but he's taken 3rd place. TC Idol's in 3rd place, but no, Beserker fights straight back. TC Idol tried to turn in, but didn't realise the Subaru was there. Beserker's now got agriculture himself, but just misses the pit wall, so Beserker's fighting hard to keep hold of 3rd place. Oh, late lap dramas. We do like that. Oh, Beserker's got very wide, almost hits the white line, and TC Idol's really close now to Beserker. Surely TC's got a run on Beserker. I don't want to just stick with these two though, because I want to see what's going up front. We'll just see what happens going through St Mary's. Oh, TC Idol gives Beserker a little nudge there into St Mary's. Can Beserker find a way to keep that Subaru in front? Oh, possibly might get a penalty for that. I thought Beserker might. Looked like he was nearly all off. He's fighting that Subaru hard as Beserker. Just keep it in front of TC Idol. In the meantime, let's go back up to front. So, oh, it looks like Scrapdrifter's got a much bigger lead. Looks like he's pulled out, he's dug deep. Yeah, he's had a 14.6 his last lap. To make sure he's pulled out a big lead now over Aaron. This will be the last lap. So Beserker has also managed to just keep just out in front. Oh, almost scrapes the side of the barrier there. Not sure what Sayrex is doing, reversing down the main straight like that, but there you go. So Beserker's just pulled out enough of a gap over TC Idol. So last lap, we go on board with Scrapdrifter. He's coming round to, where are we? This is Ford Water. Yep, this is Ford Water coming into St Mary's. This will be the last lap. 20 seconds to go. Round St Mary's for the last time. He got out in front, came off once, but apart from that, he's had a very clean, tidy race as Scrapdrifter, and as long as he keeps it together, he's going to thoroughly deserve the win. Coming down Lavant straight for the last time. He's going to get up to approaching 135 and need 140 miles an hour before he breaks into Woodcote. Oh, some people have finished, so we'll just quickly go back to see who's finished. So looks like the first people to finish will be McDaddy in 7th place. Jason's going to finish in 8th. The Hammer, who spun it. What's going on here? Gets in the way of Mark. The Hammer Games is 9th. Is he going to cruise along the line? What's going on here with these boys? So the Hammer's 9th. Sephiro's 10th. That was a weird finish to that. Blackie was 12th. So we just go back a few more sections. Here we go. So well done to Scrapdrift. Comes around Woodcote for the last time. Coming into the brick wall chicane for the last time. He'll be glad not to see that chicane ever again. And puts his hazard lights on and crosses the line for the win. Great win, Scrapdrifter. Flashes his lights and takes the win over Totoro's, who finishes in 2nd. Berserker's managed to fight and hold on to finish a respectable 3rd place. He was harassed all the way to the very end by TC Idol's finished 4th. Craig's got up to 5th place. Missed that. Craig went from 1st to last and's got it back up to 5th. He got past Alehead to finish 5th. Great drive for him. If only he had kept it on the track at the very beginning. And here comes Alehead to finish across the line, 6th place now. So let's just see if he's going to give me the live timings for the race results. So yeah, the fastest lap was TC Idol and a 1:14.2. Let's just see, the track map's going to be irrelevant now. The lap charts is all changed, so you can see the cars all over the place. Circle map's done. So yeah, there we go, the gaps. So I would go back and have a look at it, but you saw the gaps anyway. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching this. Look forward to St. Croix C for the next race. As the season's starting to come towards a close. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Take it easy. See you later. Bye.